Hey what's up guys, it's Manu here from AndroDollar.com. I'm making this video right after Apple's special Unleashed event where they unveiled all new MacBook Pros, the MacBook Pros that we've been waiting for a very long time, and finally it's here and it looks pretty cool, and also mind you, it's crazy powerful. I mean, when I say that word, I'm not using it lightly. When I talk more in detail about each of these products, you will understand how powerful these machines are. And we are getting all the connectivity back and all of that with the new models. I'm jumping my guns here when I'm talking about this. I'm so excited after the Apple event, after everything that they announced. So we are going to talk about the MacBook Pro in detail. But before that, let me also remind you that Apple also unveiled the new Airpods. So these are the Airpods 3s that they unveiled. And also we got new colorful HomePod minis. So if you're a fan of that, that's also there. And couple of improvements to Apple Music as well, but the highlight for me at this event was the MacBook Pro, and this is what I've been waiting for, especially to upgrade. And this, I think, is a really sweet bomb that Apple just dropped. At one point I was just thinking, oh my god, are these guys crazy to drop such an amazing product with like all of the things that we have been waiting for in a Mac. And except for one or two things, I think this has a lot of good things packed into it, and it really shows that Apple has been listening to that pro consumer, and they are giving us what we want. So that's pretty awesome. So if you guys are new to my channel, smash that subscribe button right now. Let's talk about the new MacBook Pro. Alright, so this is the new MacBook Pro, and if you head into the Apple website, I'll have a link for it down below in the description. You can just go ahead and experience the new models that are now available on the site for you to check out. And also you can go ahead and place an order, and it's going to be available starting from the 26th of October. So you can place your order now to get this very soon. So the starting price is just $1,999, but don't let that price tag fool you, because that the crazy powerful highest end machines can cost quite a lot more than that. We'll get into that later on. First off, let's just discuss about what's new with these MacBook Pros. We are getting two machines this time around. This time around with the MacBook Pro, Apple unveiled two variants of the MacBook Pro, a 16-inch as well as a 14-inch version. And the best part about this is the connectivity, because if you have a look at the body here, you will notice that the HDMI slot is back, the SD card slot is back, and also the MagSafe slot is back for charging and all of that. This is what we've been waiting for since 2015. I've missed MagSafe so much. But the best part is, if you really want to charge with USB Type-C, that is still possible with this, because Type-C Thunderbolt 4 ports are also available here. But optionally, you also get the option to use MagSafe, which is a faster charging mechanism that Apple is bringing here. So that's pretty cool and pretty great to have here on the new MacBook Pro. And you will also notice the notch here on both of these new MacBook Pro models. We are getting amazing display upgrades here as well, but the performance increase is what matters the most, and also the battery life, because with the 16-inch we can see up to 21 hours of battery life. Apple claimed that it's the highest rated MacBook Pro battery that they have put out. So it's crazy to see this kind of battery life on a machine that performs like, you know, to this level. I mean, I don't even want to start talking about the spec numbers, because there's no point of me talking about it. You really have to see what Apple showed on screen at the event. So I would strongly encourage you to at least skip forward to the part where they unveiled the MacBook Pro and just check that part out, because I'm telling you, it's really worth it and it's really mind-blowing to see the comparisons that they did, not only with their M1 Max, but also with their former Intel based chips, as well as other Windows based machines that are already out there. I'm not talking about just normal machines. They are even comparing this to, like, highest end machines with like the highest end GPUs on a notebook. So to compare the MacBook Pro with machines like that, and to still have this kind of performance regardless of whether the device is on battery power or whether it's plugged in, that is just super awesome. So I'm really excited to try this one out, and especially I'm happy that the dongle life can go away, because all of the favorite ports that I personally use on a day-to-day basis is now back. And this also means if you have a dongle, you can still use more monitors and all of that with the power of the MacBook Pro. It looks pretty awesome, and it packs so much power with the M1 Pro processor as well as the M1 Max processor this time around on both of these machines. And you can configure it any way you want from the Apple Store based on the device that you want to get. And you can get up to 32 gigabytes of unified memory with the 14-inch machine with the Pro chip, but you can go up to 64 gigs of unified memory with the Max chip. So that's pretty awesome. And something that a lot of people were complaining with the M1 chip is that you can only connect up to one external monitor, but with the Pro chip now you can connect up to two external monitors, and with the Pro Max you can connect up to 4 monitors. And that's really awesome to have. And I think Apple is really just redefining all the benchmarks here. I just have one question for them, because I have no idea how they are going to top this next year, unless, like, these speeds right now, it's so mind-boggling to see the performance improvements that they are claiming. So that's why I'm really interested to get my hands on one of these very, very soon. I'm trying to get a pre-order done as soon as possible to get my hands on one of these machines very soon. And they are even having their own GPU, unified GPU that is on the chip as well, and up to 32 core GPU on the Max. So that's going to be pretty sweet as well, especially for a person like me who does a lot of video editing as well as all of those other GPU intensive tasks. This is really awesome to have, and I personally am looking forward to having 64 gigs of RAM, because I multitask quite a lot. And as a person who uses a maxed out MacBook Pro even right now, to have 64 gigs on this M1 machine would be pretty sweet. And it's going to be really awesome. I'm really looking forward to start working on these new machines, because if the benchmarks that these guys are claiming is true, it's just like crazy. I mean, like, I have no words to explain how well these specs are. You just need to go ahead and see that event, and just to understand how fast these machines perform. It's too good to be true, in my opinion. I really look forward to trying these out. I'm just rambling right now. I'm just super excited after seeing this, because we've been waiting for this for so long, and to see even things like ProMotion getting introduced to the MacBook Pro lineup now, with smoother refresh rates of up to 120 Hertz. I mean, I think this will also save some battery life for us, because the refresh rate can now change. It's a variable refresh rate that we are getting here. So whenever you're not doing something that intensive, the machine will be able to bring that refresh rate down and ensure that your battery life is preserved. And we are getting the Liquid Retina XDR display as well, with amazing picture quality. So I'm really excited to see this display in person and to see how well it performs here on the new MacBook Pro here as well. And one of the disappointments that I had with the new MacBook Pro, I was actually okay with having the notch there. It's not going to be such a big deal, I think. But when I first heard that there was going to be a notch, I was kind of happy, because I thought that, okay, that means Face ID might be back, might finally come to the Mac. But unfortunately, that's not the case. As of what they announced at the event, they didn't mention anything about Face ID here. So I think that's a missed opportunity for Apple, not including Face ID on these new MacBook Pros, because that would have been like the cherry on top, especially with these MacBook Pros. But the Touch ID is now gone. Finally, we have the usual function keys at the top of the keyboard, so that's great to have, and that will also preserve some battery life. And Touch ID, we never really used it, and I personally wasn't a big fan of it, like I've told about that many times before. And the keyboard looks pretty sick in this black color this time around, with even the middle parts being black. It looks pretty nice. So overall, the speaker system also got a massive upgrade. So if you're planning to, you know, work on audio production or whatever, this machine will truly blow you away, not only when it comes to the speaker performance, but also the audio quality that the mics on these machines are able to capture. It's just truly awesome. And having the fast charging with MagSafe 3 is going to be so satisfying. I mean, I really love having MagSafe on my machine. That is something I really missed from the time I upgraded in 2016 when I left the 2015 MacBook Pro. MagSafe was something that I really missed and have been missing ever since. So it's really nice to have MagSafe back on the Macs once again. So really happy. And just look at this keyboard, it looks pretty nice. I hope we won't have any of those butterfly keyboard issues this time. And now with macOS Monterey being optimized for all of these tasks, I'm really excited to try this one out, like I told you guys before. And also, if you're like a pro content creator, or if you're into, you know, 3D rendering, or if you're into software development or whatever it is, or if you're like me who's doing all sorts of those things, there's no limit to the things that you can do with a machine like this. So I'm really looking forward to get my hands on. I'm still thinking actually which one I'm going to get, whether I'm going to go for the 14-inch or the 16-inch, because I'm just going to go ahead and get one of these. I'm going to try to compare the options. So these are the 14-inch models that are going to be available though. So the cheapest 14-inch one is going to be $1,999, and then we have the 14-inch model with the 10-core 16-core GPU one, that is coming in at $2,499. So both of these are having the Pro chip inside, but if you jump into the 16-inch only, you will be getting the Max. But even the 16-inch is going to come with a Pro chip if you want, at $2,499. But the Max chip one is $3,499, and that is coming with 32 gigabytes of unified memory and 1 terabyte of SSD storage, which is awesome. So just to have a deeper look at that particular model, now if you go in, you will see that you can upgrade your RAM up to 64 gigabytes. If you do that, that's another $400 extra, and you can upgrade your storage up to 8 terabytes if you want. So that's going to be another $2,200, and this is going to be the price of a maxed out MacBook Pro, 16-inch MacBook Pro with the M1X chip with this kind of spec. It's going to be priced at this much. But just imagine, for people like us in Sri Lanka to get this shipped right here, to clear out the custom fees and all of that, and to get it here, it's going to cost a fortune. Even the machine that I'm using right now, that being a maxed out machine, it costed me over almost around 1 million Sri Lankan rupees to get this one. So to get a machine that easily outperforms the current machine. Like I mean, the current machine that I have is the maxed out i9 model with the top of the line specs, but just if you just compare this the machine that I'm using right now with the new M1X, the M1 Max MacBook Pro, it just blows my current machine out of the water very easily. So I think if you plan to go for the the M1 Max MacBook Pro with the highest capacity, I think this machine will easily last you a couple of years into the future. Mind you, this is without the Apple Care. For whatever reason, the Apple Care pricing is not shown here on the Apple website. I just searched for it a couple of times, but it's not getting shown. So you will have to get Apple Care on top of this. So be mindful about the price. The spec, I personally would recommend, if you're a really heavy user only, I would recommend you to go for the 64 gigs of unified memory with 1 terabyte of SSD. So the price comes down to this, which I think is a pretty reasonable price considering all of the things that you get. Just look at the spec line up here on the new MacBook Pro, the 16-inch MacBook Pro. And also if you're wondering whether you're getting a charger in the box, yes, you are getting a 140 watt USB Type-C power adapter with the Type-C to MagSafe 3 cable here. So that's going to be pretty sweet. If your MagSafe cable is not there, you can still use your old Type-C to Type-C cable to charge this machine up as well. So overall, crazy performance increases from Apple this time. So this is their Mac lineup now. So if you have been planning to get your hands on a new MacBook Pro, a lot of people have been asking me for MacBook Pro recommendations, but I told most of those people, hold off until the new models come. And today is the day, guys. This is the new MacBook Pro that you should definitely go and get your hands on, because this machine will easily last you a couple of years into the future. Because just think about the performance improvements that we are getting here. If it's if Apple is correct with their claims, which I will definitely try out once I get my device and let you guys know in my full review. So stay tuned to see if the MacBook Pro really delivers. Me personally, being a Mac user over the past couple of years, I personally haven't had much issues with Macs. It's just made my life so much easier with my workflow and everything. So I'm really excited to get my hands on the new MacBook Pros and to start working on the future projects on these machines. So I'm really excited. Hope you guys are excited as well. Let me know what your favorite feature was of this Apple event and what your favorite MacBook Pro is, and if you are planning to pick one up, whether it's the M1 Pro or the M1 Max, or whether you don't really need the power of either of these and you can still go back to the regular M1. So you can think about all of that and let me know down below in the comments section. So I just wanted to make this quick little video, guys, right after the event to share my joy, share my impressions, share this experience that I'm taking on the Apple website with you guys directly after the Apple event, because I wanted to bring you guys this video. I've been so excited and so looking forward to the new MacBook Pros. I'm really excited to get my hands on one of these very soon, like I said before. So if you guys are new to my channel, smash that subscribe button right now for my future content on the new MacBook Pros, as well as other awesome tech right here in Sri Lanka. And if you guys are on social media, definitely you can check me out at Andro Dollar. And stay tuned to androdollar.com for all the latest from the tech world. You can also connect with me on my gaming channel on YouTube, Gaming with Andro Dollar. I'll have a link for it down below in the description as well. I hope you guys found this video interesting. If you did, share this video with a friend. And until I see you guys in my next video, this is Banu signing out.